Good day, class, and welcome back to Healing Through Whole Foods and Herbs. I'm your steward, Siren, and this week's lab is going to be about whole foods, potency, and function. This lab will be also an introduction to Gardening 101. We will be discussing a number of different things on how to garden, what to garden, and what is the process of gardening. We will also be discussing the definitions and defining what it means to direct sow, seed starting, transplanting, and companion planting. We will also be taking on our first herbal walk of walking with cotton as your first herb. Now, we jump off the deep end and say cotton don't have any medicinal value. It does. We just commodify cotton for its fruit, which is the fluffy white stuff that we see. But cotton at its core is a medicinal plant. We will discuss cotton, and you can find cotton in your textbooks of Working the Roots on page 245 through 255, if I'm not mistaken. I will also suggest that you take on understanding the spirit body of cotton. I have linked other materials below that will also allude to the history, the revolution, and the understanding of cotton that I highly suggest you read before tomorrow's lab. And then we'll also decipher the herb using those whole food function and potency actions that I have also linked below. Take your time and find all of those tools and resources to your benefit before we get into class, because we will be discussing cotton at its core. What makes cotton cotton? What are the actions that cotton lends to us? What is the spirit body of cotton? And what have we neglected in using cotton and have overlooked? I expect you to explore all these things before lab tomorrow and really be well versed on where you believe cotton shows up or how cotton has been misperceived in the whole landscape of how we use cotton today and how we have used cotton in the past. Further ado, I just want to give you some groundwork to kind of stand on. Each plant that we come in contact, and most plants that exist today, have a plant action, whether that is a function of the plant or a property of the plant. Now, properties and actions of the plant tend to allude to the medicinal value and the changes and effects it can make on a person and the person's body. You may know some of these plant actions as anti-inflammatory, herbs that help with the body combat inflammation. You might know another such as aromatics. Aromatics are herbs and plants that have strong fragrances. We know aromatics to be roses, lavender, jasmine, and sage, right? Those are aromatic herbs, but those are also plant actions. So in the event that you want to create or work with those particular herbs, you know those are good smelling herbs because they are aromatics. Another that you might be familiar with are bitters. Now, people were talking about bitter herbs all up and down the comments, and I can so appreciate it because a bitter is essentially an astringent that triggers your digestive system. It triggers a function of cleansing out, moving, and getting the body up and active, right? Other plant actions such as laxatives. We all know laxatives. We know they're either over the counter. We know them to be plants, and there's certain foods that can trigger you moving your bowels to expel bile from your system. We also know that there are emollients. Emollients are your oils, your salves, your butters, and things like that. Those are plant actions. Now, with this lecture in lab, I have included a list of plant actions and properties that will be very important for you to know so you can discern and decipher herbs wherever you are. Learning your plant actions is the key to learning any herb, because if you know how it functions, you can pretty much place them and know how to formulate later. So we will also be discussing that. Now, as far as your lab manual is concerned, in your lab manual, we will be going over companion planting as one of our defining words of the week. We will also go through the companion versus foe in today's lecture, as well as creating an opportunity to start to identify how we will plant, whether that is in a container garden, directly sown into the ground, or creating a garden bed. We will discuss all these things in lecture, in lab. Take your time, ingest the information, and sit with it, and we will discuss it in lab. Have a good day.